This time on the Stoney Ridge Farm channel, we're going to show you the ultimate property management machine, and we're going to have some fun making your lawn look like that. Yeah!
I ain't afraid of work. I ain't afraid of play. I ain't afraid to get the job done and do it my own damn way. I ain't afraid of life. Times like this. If you mess with my freedom, I'll tell you just what you can kiss. That's right.
Hey there folks, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome back to another beautiful day here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. Today we're gonna have a little bit of fun. We're gonna do a little bit of wrenching, and we're gonna do a little bit of talking about a little tractor that you don't see much on the channel anymore. So right over here, sitting in the grass, and man, I need to work on my driveway. You can really tell the grass is gonna take over. This is the Ventrac 4500Y. It's a little diesel tractor. I have owned this tractor for approximately 3 years now. Today we're gonna do some wrenching on it. I've got to change out the blades on the finish mower deck, and we're gonna talk about what it's like to own a Ventrac tractor. This machine has been instrumental in the farm operation and building the farm. It's super easy to mow with. It's super easy to do a lot of different chores with, and I love it. I mean, I absolutely love it. Once you have one, you can't go back. So let's get busy working on the Ventrac, and we'll talk to you guys about what kind of tractor this is and how it works. All right, folks, welcome to the Stoney Ridge Farm channel. If this is your first time here, your 50 millionth time, please pound that like button. I'd love to have you back. Subscribe to the channel. This is a first-generation farm here in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina, and we're just enjoying good old farm country life. Now, what we have here beside me is the Ventrac 4500Y. There is a newer model of this machine out now, but this is an articulating tractor, meaning it bends in the middle. There's no steering per se. The wheels don't turn. The entire front end of this machine turns. And we've got a kitty in the shed. Get out. Get out of here, kitty. That's Fuzzball. So this tractor is a really handy machine. It is a 24.8 horsepower Kubota diesel engine. There's your diesel fuel tank. This is the 3-point setup. It's got some weights on the back, and it has 8 wheels and tires. It has a really low center of gravity and a low footprint. Again, this is the little Kubota. I think this is called the B series engine right here. Yeah, model D902. This is, again, a 24.8 horsepower Kubota diesel engine. It is reversed in here. The cooling system is in the back, and the front has no cooling system. That's where the PTO shaft comes out, which drives the implement. And these implements are driven by a belt. A belt feeds a shaft, and the shaft feeds the mowing deck. This is the finish mowing deck with stripe kit. So there's a roller right there. We're gonna get up underneath here and see all this in a second. These 8 wheels afford you the opportunity to mow on very, very steep grades. What I've found, and this isn't from the factory, this is not a sponsored video, what I've found, if this thing will hold the ground, it will mow it, okay? The only time I found anything it wouldn't mow is it was so steep that the mower would slide down the hill. So it's really, really stout. The canopy is awesome, keeps the sun off of me, and basically I keep all of my fence lines mowed with this machine, and most of the time the yard. Sometimes I'll bring out the zero turn and mow the yard also. I've got a nice Toro zero turn. These are solid wheels. If you do decide to order yourself one, I suggest getting solid wheels. You can see the chunk taken out of that. And as you can see, the deck rises up so we can work on this without having to remove the deck, okay? There are 3 spindles, and there's a belt system that drives this. The problem we have right now is the blades are very dull, and you can see this one is bent. So we're gonna have to pull all 3 blades off. I've got a stash of new blades. That's the roller right there that helps to stripe your lawn, and we don't necessarily need that at all times, but this is the finish mower. There is another mower that is a rough cut or tough cut mower, and I'll pop up some footage of that. It will cut stuff like this big. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because a lot of people ask me questions about the Ventrac tractor. You don't see it a lot on the channel because I'm running my big TYM tractors. On a farm this size, and we're on 150 acres, there are large projects and there are small projects. for mowing especially. So there's lots of steep embankments on my farm, lots of pond dams and stuff to keep mowed, and lots of little tight spots that I simply cannot get into with a batwing mower or with a conventional brush hog type mower. We've got a Woods BB72, a 6-foot brush hog type mower. So real quickly, we're gonna go ahead and we'll change out the blades on this critter, and we're probably gonna go ahead and get busy mowing. I wanted to show you the tractor. I wanna show you some footage of it in use as I'm getting busy here, taking off these blades and replacing them. Super, super simple process. This tractor is easy to maintain. So simple enough, guys. We're just gonna take loose this blade. Sometimes when I hit something, that blade gets really, really tight. Let's try the ones that don't have such a tight nut. There we go. When I replace these blades, I like to do one at a time so I don't accidentally get something messed up and put one on backwards. I've done it before, trust me, it's possible. This one might take a breaker bar, so let's go grab our new blades real quick. Pretty new shiny blades. Typically, before I install one of these blades, I'll actually take the edge and make it a little bit sharper. But for today, I'm just gonna stick it on here straight from the factory. Okay, we've got one on. This is the true maintenance of this machine. Super easy, guys. Oh, baby. Breaker bar time. Oh, all right, I've done this before. Got my breaker pipe I put on here. Just like so, and we'll get the breaker bar. Just go right there. Yeah. There we go. Slide it off, put it on the next one. Good gracious. There we go. Once we break them loose, we'll be back in business, ready to mow in about 3 minutes, typically. Match them up. That blade is garbage. I broke it. Okay, next, last but not least. There we go. This guy is bent and twisted, and there is simply no straightening that thing out. Maybe one day I save everything, maybe we make a knife out of that. Set it back at our original mowing height. Very simple. Mow it at about 5 inches. Raise this guy back up and we'll connect everything back up under the hood here. So in order to tilt the deck back, we have a couple pins that we have to pull. And this is the cylinder right here that tilts the deck forward and backwards. We actually don't have that quite where we need it. The tractor will not start without the brake set. Shut this guy back down. And down we go. Pretty cool how this thing works, guys. Awesome, awesome machine. So now we're locked into place there, and our belt tension is good to go. There are a couple pins that go in right here. Right there. And right here. There we go. And that maintains the deck height and makes sure that it stays absolutely level. We're ready to mow. This thing's ready to rock and roll right now. As you can see, I'm getting ready to mow the yard out here in front of the house. Now, I used to have a couple old putt-putt lawnmowers or whatever with like a 60-inch deck, and I found that, man, those were super time-consuming. So this machine has a 6-foot mowing deck. It has a 6-foot finish mower and a 6-foot tough cut or rough cut deck for mowing pastures and stuff like that. Now you'll see, we did a little competition with my old John Deere tractor and the 6-foot cutter to see what would mow the pastures faster. And I actually mowed my entire farm with this mower 7 times when I first seeded it. So 7 times I mowed 85 acres with this machine, and it moves much, much faster than a conventional tractor with a bush hog. Now, will it do everything that a conventional farm tractor does? No, it will not do everything that a conventional farm tractor does, but it is an awesome estate management machine. So a lot of people are buying these for their farms to keep their pond banks mowed, to keep their embankments close to their house mowed. It's great on a steep, steep grade, and the striper just makes your lawn absolutely gorgeous. So it's hard for me to quote you what the price of a Ventrac tractor is nowadays. We've got a factory tour video. I'll post a link to that at the end of this video. Here's a little bit of footage from the factory tour. I think you'll enjoy just seeing that video and how these tractors are made. They're a little red, white, and blue tractor made right in Orrville, Ohio. This is a company that just inspires family and friendship. I've made such good friends. And again, Ventrac is no longer a sponsor of the channel. We do talk with one another and we support one another, and anytime I need any help, I just reach out to the Ventrac guys. They've been a wealth of knowledge. This tractor does have a little bit of a learning curve to using it. It will do what they call crab walk. So if you get up next to a fence, really close to a fence, you have to be fairly careful that you don't turn too much, because you can walk it down the hill or up the hill into a fence. It's pretty cool. It's a super smooth, plush ride, and man, that little Kubota diesel is ultra reliable. I have had no problems whatsoever with this machine, and it's got nearly 400 hours on it now. Now you can see how once I mow a stripe around the pond, you can actually hang this deck out over into the pond, okay? Now when you do this with a larger tractor, you run the risk of that deck hitting the water and actually pulling you into the water. And when it comes down to it, with this small of a footprint on this tractor, you don't run a risk of disturbing the soil. You don't run a risk of rolling off in the pond or miring up, because it's such a light footprint. And it's just a lot safer and a lot more of a sound machine than a regular farm tractor pulling up next to a pond. With an 8,500 pound machine, you get over next to this pond, you run a high risk of just hitting a soft spot and rolling over and endangering your life. So I'm really impressed with the safety factor of this Ventrac tractor. Hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please hit that like button. We're gonna get into some really tall stuff right here where the creek comes out of the backside of the pond. This is kind of a runoff area. As you see, this grass is 4.5 to 5 feet tall, and it's just plowing through it. So I'll hit it from the top side, then I'll come back and hit it from the bottom side, and it'll look like a golf course. This machine really makes my property look like a golf course. It really makes it shine, especially around the edges, around the outside edge of the fence, and around the outside edges of fields just prior to mowing with the big batwing mower. Here's a shot of that big batwing. Man, what a monster. That Woods batwing is a killer, a huge time saver. Woo-wee! Oh man. Guys, I can't even provide you with an argument that would argue against how beautiful this thing mows. You got some cool footage over by the pond, by the fence lines. I've got 3 miles of fence line to finish up here, so there's a lot of work to do. If I mow on the farm for 2 hours a day, every single day during the summer, I will stay caught up. That's a lot of mowing, guys, for sure. Now, this doesn't take the place of one of our TYM bigger tractors. It doesn't take the place of the batwing mower, but it does take the place of a zero-turn mower in a million different ways. And I know we're down there by the pond mowing and you're thinking, I could do that with a zero-turn. You can't. I'm telling you, you can't hang that deck out over into the pond with a zero-turn. And you really run a risk with a big old farm tractor doing that stuff too, because you get in a soft spot and it'll tip. This thing has a super low footprint. I can't say how happy I am with the Ventrac tractor. If tomorrow morning I had to give up this tractor, I would go buy another one immediately. These things are, once you've ridden a Ventrac tractor, you just can't do without it on your estate. So guys, I'm not here to sell you one. I am a guy out here running a large piece of property, and this has been an essential estate management machine for my property. You can get stump grinders, you can get rotavators, you can get seeders, you can get any sort of attachment. I'll post a link to the Ventrac website for you guys to poke around through there. Again, they came out with a new model. The newer Ventrac is a little more sleek looking. I have yet to ride one, but maybe we'll be able to do another factory tour up there at Ventrac and check out all the improvements that they've made. Guys, thanks a lot for joining me here on the Stoney Ridge Farm channel. Please pound that like button, jump in, subscribe. Again, we're on a first-generation cattle farm here. The cows are up there behind the house grazing right now. We've got a lot more mowing to do today, so I'm getting out of here. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge. Woo!
Well, come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way
look like that. Yeah! I think I missed. We'll do it again.